in this communication. So, Attorney Panelo, sabi niyo, meron naman pong Senate investigation, and there is also the investigation by the police.
Yes. So, in other words, it will not apply because the International Court, Criminal Court will only assume jurisdiction if the states are unwilling or unable to
Genuinely
investigate.
do so.
For as long as the proceedings are legitimate, the Senate investigation is legitimate.
And who's to say, I guess, Attorney La Viña, who's to decide that the Senate investigation was genuinely done or not?
The chief prosecutor will have to decide that.
Parang,
So I will not comment on that.
Okay, then just so we understand it better, he is, it's not a complaint, you're correct, the communication is based on crimes against humanity. What is the crimes against humanity? We also have that, let's put that up on the screen. Crimes against humanity include any of the following attacks committed as part of widespread or systematic attack directed against any civilian population with the knowledge of the attack. Murder. It says murder is part of it. Would that fall under the war on drugs, extermination, enslavement, deportation, etc., sexual slavery? Marami ho kasi yung nakapaloob under the crimes against humanity. Did you say a while ago, Attorney La Viña, murder is part of the crimes against humanity?
Yes, of course. And actually, Attorney Panelo is right. If it's against, that's why the language is important because of the president. Because if the war against drugs is directed against criminals, that cannot be a war against humanity, a crime against humanity. But if it's directed against addicts, users,
Pushers.
No,
users, not pushers. Users.
Addicts.
Against addicts. And you say, kill them all. You know, that can be, if it instigates actions. That's a point. The chief, this is not me, the chief prosecutor herself said.
Yeah.
If the words of a leader results in actions against a group of people, then that person can be liable for prosecution.
But would you say that the president has done that, considering what you said a while ago?
He says all the time, addicts should all be killed. He says all the time.
Yeah, so yun nga, nasabi. Attorney Panelo,
Let me correct you that. Every time the president says that, he explains himself. He said, I have instructed the police authorities to hunt them, go and arrest them. And if they resist and their lives are in jeopardy, then you can use reasonable violence, even to the point of killing them.
Yeah.
And that's justified under the law.
Yeah. Attorney La Viña, yes, that has been said by the president over and over again as well.
Well, yeah, that's why it will be a factual question now, whether the people being killed are pushers, addicts, you know, then that becomes, because what does those words instigate, right? So this is not me, this is the prosecutor herself saying it. And what I'm saying is that the words of the president is lost in translation when it goes to international law.
And I guess that becomes very subjective, doesn't it?
Well, it's always subjective, Pinky.
Yeah. All right.
It's always subjective. That's why you have to have an investigation. Because the investigation allows you to determine whether, in fact, the people being targeted are, in fact, criminals, for example.
Okay,
Or are they, in fact, you know, a group of poor people that are just targeted because they are poor.
Right.
And they are there.
Attorney Tony La Viña, sir, we thank you for joining us all the way from Jakarta, Indonesia. Thank you, sir. Let me go back to our Chief Presidential Legal Counsel. Sir, you know, the President has already said at one time that he can withdraw from the ICC. Do you remember the President saying that? In a situation like this where there's a communication by Attorney Jude Sabio, should we withdraw from the ICC? We were members since we ratified this, I think in 2011, the Rome Statute.
I don't think so. As I said, it's merely propaganda. It's a work of those critics of the president. It will never succeed. It has not succeeded. They've been trying that over and over again, and they kept on failing over and over again. The Filipino people believe this president, admire this president, support this president, because he's a man who has not only political will, but he follows his oath of office.
Okay.
He keeps on saying that.
Yeah.
His duty, constitutional duty under the Constitution, is to protect and serve the Filipino people. He's doing just that.